Kathy Liebenow, and I'm going to show you a lesson that I'm developing as I'm going along here teaching the instruments and the different instrument families. And so I'm starting as young as kindergarten, which I've never done it this young before. Usually I wait a little for the upper elementary grades when they're getting ready for orchestra and band to get them excited, to kind of springboard them into selection, instrument selection. So what I decided to do is I downloaded these cards. I was going to make my own instrument cards and they were taking forever. So I found this resource. They're just links to these instrument cards. I'm not using every single one, and some of them are misspelled actually, but it's a great resource and it does show a nice blend of all four instrument families. And so I laminated enough for every student, cut them all out, and I'm dividing each week up into a different family. So last week we did brass. They did fabulous. I wasn't sure. I thought let's start with the four instruments. I'm keeping it pretty basic. And so we talked about them. I showed them videos on how they're played. We talked about the special parts. And then we were listening to the sounds and trying to find the right instrument. I was even nervous that they wouldn't be able to find which one says trumpet. They just started kindergarten, but they were able to do it because the picture matched the one on the screen. And so that was really helpful, and the kids did a great job. And why are they called brass instruments and everything else? So it was really cool. So this week I'm going to be teaching percussion. So I have percussion instruments all ready to go in little Ziploc bags. The kids open up the Ziploc bags, lay their cards out in front, and then we talk about each one separately. So it's really cool, and then we go back and review and review and review. Now, I also, to make it even more fun, decided to make these houses right here. I thought, just like a family living in a house, let's make a house. And so I found this little kind of guide online, and I just use it as a template. I mean, it's not really that difficult. It's just a triangle roof and windows and a door. You can make them. They had real fancy shapes on all of it. I didn't do any of that. They're just labeled string house, percussion house. I do have a woodwind house, and I do have the brass house. So all of those are already done and laminated, ready to go. So after we finish all the different instrument families, and we've talked about them all and we've reviewed them all, then we're going to be breaking the students up into different groups, and we're going to be combining a couple strings, a couple brass, a couple percussion. We're going to put them all together. And what I decided to do now was to back them with the color of the house, just in case they get stuck. Or I'm going to see if this works. If they don't need the color on the back, then maybe we can just hand out the little cards that I had without the color. But this is just to make it a little bit easier. So here we have a violin. And so when the time comes, I'll say, okay, who has their string instruments? And then the students with sticky tack on the back will put their instrument in the house. And so they're going to be filling it all up. I have a cello right here, okay? And so they're going to be adding those to the house, and we'll fill up the entire house with the different instruments and see how they do on the test. But I think it's fun because it's hands-on, tactile, they're listening, they're paying attention, they're learning some history, all at the same time. And I just spend about 10 minutes each time they come into music class. All right, well, hopefully that gives you a little bit of just a different way to do it.